Hi, I'm Hannah the Healing Hunter, and today I'm going to be having a tantric massage with Jade Lotus. Just before we get started, I want to say that this one is quite challenging for me because I am a little bit unsure about tantric. I have had not a great experience of tantric very early on before I was doing any of the Healing Hunter stuff. So I think it's very careful that you find someone who you really trust and you understand about consent and you understand what you're getting into. I am not getting all the bells and whistles. My clothes will remain on for this, so it's not the full extension of what tantric is, although tantric can still be a massage without taking your clothes off, and that's what Jade's going to talk to us about. So if this is really not your cup of tea at all, maybe watch, because it might surprise you that it's not. It doesn't have to be what you think maybe it is. Anyway, let's see what happens. Here we are today with Jade Lotus. Hi, Jade.
Hi, how are you?
Well, thank you. So can you tell us, what do you do? What is your therapy?
I now do something which I call Tantric Taoist body work, and it's a kind of emotional detox therapy. I started my work as a therapist as an acupuncturist, and I studied a form of acupuncture which is like a Taoist form of acupuncture which treats more the spirit and the emotions than the body. My interest was in energy and using how we can treat trauma by treating the energy in the body. I also learned a kind of body realignment therapy called Bowen technique. And due to my acupuncture studies, I became interested in Qigong and meditation. And I ended up going to study with Mantak Chia, who's quite a famous Qigong teacher in Thailand. I ended up becoming an instructor with him. Now I find I'm doing mostly emotional detox work, mostly tantric massage work. Then I also bring the meditation and the energy work that I've learned, that I teach, that I practice myself.
What makes a tantric massage tantric?
Through tantric massage, what we're doing is we're kind of taking the client on a shortcut, taking them through 6 months, 2 years of meditation, maybe just in one session, where we're teaching them to raise the energy up the body themselves, but that also involves clearing blockages. So when we have traumas in our body, these traumas go into our body and they get stuck in some place in our body. It might get stuck in a shoulder, it might get stuck in an internal organ, in a leg, and then we start getting a pain in this area. So normally if a person starts getting a pain, something happened around that time. And what's happened is they've experienced a strong emotion which they couldn't deal with.
So just to be clear, you don't actually have to have your clothes off and be touching the sexual organs for it to be a tantric massage. Is that true? Is there more to it than that?
Oh, it's much more than just
Yeah.
the genital massage. So maybe I would do, like, say if I did a 4 hour of actual massaging, or 4 to 5 hours of actual massaging, maybe an hour maximum would be on the sexual organs.
Who do you recommend tantric massages to?
Anybody could enjoy and benefit from a tantric massage. We all have traumas, we all have blockages. Even if we've had a very easy, sort of perfect life, we still have traumas, that get stuck inside our bodies. So I think it's a great experience to have, and you really start to experience yourself in a completely different way. Also experience your sexuality in a different way, because there's a lot of sort of shaming and guilt around sexuality, and when you have a really authentic tantric massage, you understand that your sexual nature is very deeply linked with your spiritual nature.
Okay, well, let's do it. So I just had my tantric massage with Jade, and although I was actually kind of hesitant to do this practice, Jade was really kind and respectful, and what I said I didn't want to do, she did exactly what I said. She gave me 4 ways to get out. First, the consent form. She asked me how I was going the whole way through it. She said I could tap the bed if it was in too much pain or if I didn't want to do something. She said I could make a sound as well if there was any pain when she was touching me. So I felt very supported and very listened to and very heard in this massage. And there was more to it than a normal massage. It was like she really got into my jaw, really like crunching my bones and my back and like poking under my rib. And there was times when things hurt, but it was bearable and very relaxing at the end. So I felt like I had really merged together. Because at the start I was really in my head, like I was a bit worried and I didn't know what was going to happen and I wasn't looking forward to it. And at the end it was just calm. So I had a really nice time. Definitely, if you're interested in Tantric, make sure you are seeing someone who is asking you these questions. What do you want? What don't you want? Here are some ways to tell me if you're not liking what's happening. I will ask you this, I'll ask you this, especially if you want to make it a bit more like, involving your, like your sexual organs and things like that. So you need to be very specific and find someone who is very specific about that as well. So make sure you choose someone who you feel very comfortable with, who's asking you the right questions. But my experience with Jade was lovely. I got a lot out of it, and in the end, I feel very good about it. So that was great. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you for our next episode.